So this is my last video on the 9 parts of speech. Um, I realized, I was like, I had made a video about all of them, and then I realized I had forgotten about pronouns. Right. Now, later in the year, we will go more in detail about the different kinds of pronouns. There are so many different pronouns. So now I'm just going to do a brief overview of pronouns, and I'm also going to look at interrogative pronouns in particular. Okay, so let's start just with pronouns in general, and we will look at what a pronoun is and what it does, because every part of speech has a job, right? Your adjective describes a noun. Oh, why is my font so small? All right, there we go. Right? Your verb shows an action. Your adverb describes or modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So what is the job of a pronoun? Now, very important, they are not nouns. Okay, they don't fall in that category. They're their own thing. And please don't confuse them with proper nouns, right? Do not confuse them with proper nouns. You know, proper nouns like John or Paris or anything like that. Those are proper nouns. We don't want to look at those. Okay, they are not nouns. They act. Hold on, let me just take the strike through off. They act like nouns, right? Why do they act like nouns? Because their main role is to replace nouns. Why do they replace nouns? Usually to avoid repetition, okay? Okay, so let's look at an example. You say, John is going to school today. John is happy. John's friends will be happy to see John. And yeah, let's stop there for now. Okay. John. Right, well, John's right there. And what I have here is it just sounds bad, right? That's not how we speak the English language, because I will replace John with he, and I will replace John's with his. Now that one gets a little tricky. I'll explain that one later. And I will replace John here with him. Now, of course, I keep the first one, because if I just start with he, then I don't know who he is. But I introduced John, and then I replace it. So he is still John. His still means John's, and him is still John, right? So a pronoun always takes the place of another noun, whether it be common or proper or abstract or concrete, doesn't really matter. It replaces that noun and it avoids that repetition. Okay, now I have 3 different kinds of pronouns here, and I need you to look very carefully. And actually, one of them isn't a pronoun. Okay, I'm going to erase that for now so we can analyze this. First of all, let's look at he and him. So let's see. John is happy with John. Say John is happy with. Well, let's not do that one. Let's say John likes Sarah. And Sarah likes John. Now, if I were to replace those with pronouns, it would look like this. He likes her. Okay. There we go. And she likes him. Right, so there are the 4 pronouns. But you'll notice something strange. So here I have Sarah. Let's make Sarah a different color. Let's make Sarah blue. And the pronouns that replace Sarah also blue. And then we'll make John green. And we'll make the pronouns that replace John green. Okay. What is happening here? Why is Sarah her here and Sarah is she here? Now of course you use this correctly when you talk, right? You don't make these mistakes. You're not going to say her likes him. You're not going to say him likes her, right? You sound like Tarzan. Ooh, him likes her. Okay, it doesn't work. But what is the grammatical reason behind it? Well, if you look at it, you'll see, and I'll just quickly just make these boxes. And what you'll see I've done is John is the subject. Oops, didn't fit in the box there. Let's make it a little bigger. There we go. Now I can see him. John is the subject, and Sarah is the object. Whereas in the next sentence, Sarah is the subject, and John being the object. Now that stays the same even if I replace it with a pronoun, because you have to remember pronouns act like nouns, right? And when you look at these sentences, they stay the same. And now you'll notice something, right? Here, her is the object and she is the subject. Now, what do I mean by subject, of course? I mean the subject is the thing or person doing the action. The subject likes, John likes, Sarah likes. John is not doing the liking. John is doing no action in this sentence, and Sarah is doing no action in this sentence, so they're the objects. Her is doing no action here, and that's why it's an object, and him is doing no action here. So in this sentence, when I say he is happy, I have he being an object, and what we call that is we call it an object pronoun. All right, so let's just do that again. Sorry, subject pronoun is here. And then over here, I will have an object pronoun. Because as you can see, he is happy. Is your verb, and therefore, who is he is. He is doing the action. He's the subject right there. But here, the friends are the ones that are happy. And him is doing nothing. So therefore, it is an object pronoun. Okay, so let's just quickly scroll down and I'll show you how that works. Okay, sorry about that. Right. So let's look at some examples. Right, so we already have he, and then we will have him. Right, him is not going to do an action. Okay, let's pull this one a little closer. There we go. And then, of course, we had she changes to her, and so on and so forth. So these are all personal pronouns, but that's a subject pronoun and that's an object pronoun. We would say we, but us is not going to do an action, right? We would say they, but them is not going to do the action, right? We would say it, and now it gets tricky. It and it are the same, okay? And I'll show you how that works. It goes, it runs away from it. That's totally a grammatically correct sentence. It's a little confusing, but the subject and the object pronoun are exactly the same. Right. A few other ones we would have there, right, is I, and we would, of course, have me. Okay, just made it a little smaller. And the last one we'll have there, of course, is you. Okay, you run away you would then just be here. Let's keep going. And there you would just stay you, right? Okay, so those are subject and object pronouns. Now let's just scroll back up and look at this one right here. Now I'm going to unhighlight it because it isn't actually a pronoun, right? And the reason why it isn't a pronoun is because it's not acting like a noun. It's not even replacing a noun, really, okay? Because technically it replaced John's. Now, John's is describing friends, and therefore John's is an adjective. So if I replace John's with his, then his is also an adjective, not a pronoun. And this is important to know because I feel like a lot of times people just throw these in with pronouns and they will just call them pronouns, right? His, her. So let's just look at these, and I'm going to make it a new, sorry, just got cut off there. Okay, I'm going to be a new category, and the pencil, his pencil, right? And this one is going to be her pencil. Now, you got to be careful here, right? Because these two look the same. But how do you know? Just follow your rules, right? If it says her pencil and it's next to a noun and it's describing that noun, then it's an adjective. But if it says he likes her, then clearly her is on its own, and therefore it will be this one right here, a pronoun. Right. Let's look at the other ones quickly. Okay. This one, of course, will be our, right? And this one will be their. I know you think their is a pronoun, but it's actually an adjective there. Their team, okay? And of course, this one will be its without an apostrophe, okay? And this one is nice and easy. Sorry, my, right? My, okay? And then you, and of course, your. So these ones are hard because they look like pronouns, but they're actually adjectives. So just be careful when you see them. But then you also get things that are pronouns that look a little different. Okay. What if I have the word hers? I would not use hers to describe something. I would not say hers pencil, right? It just doesn't work. So when I look at that, hers is a pronoun. We call them possessive pronouns. Now, you don't need to know that yet until we get more into detail, but just so you can see that this one right here, these guys are different. Okay, they will fall into adjectives, whereas these ones, okay, now be careful, his, right? Because look again, I can say his pencil, right? But then it's an adjective. But if I say it is his, okay, or you can say something like he wants his back, right? That back there. He wants his back. Then it's on its own. And it's not describing an adjective, so therefore it's a pronoun. So just follow your rules there. If something looks like a pronoun, but it is describing a noun, then it's not a noun. Okay? Right. And we'll look at a few more here. Ours will be a pronoun, not an adjective. And theirs will be a pronoun, not an adjective. Okay? we're not really going to use that one that much. It's there, okay? My is easy. That becomes mine is a pronoun. My is an adjective. And of course, yours will be a pronoun. And but your will be an adjective. Now there are a lot more pronouns. I'm not going to go that much into detail. The video got a little long, so I'll do interrogative pronouns in a separate video. If you have any questions about these, please ask me, and I will help you on Teams. All right, thank you.